Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away.
Hey guys, and welcome into tonight's live. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully, you guys are having a great start to your week. It is Monday, the 28th of April. I have a calendar right there. I don't know why I always look at my watch, but I do. If you're new to the channel, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. It's nice to meet you. It's very quiet in my house tonight, and it's kind of freaking me out a little bit, but no worries. Vincent will be home in a little bit. It's just really quiet. I'll have to turn my fan on. But anyways, we're going to be talking a little bit of Idaho tonight. We're going to go back over the whole case. This is going to be like a beginner's course, I guess you could say, because I found a really good resource that we could use. And it's actually a website, and they have everything on here. Anything that you want to know about this case or you need to know before going to trial, you're going to find out on this channel. We're going to all find out together, which most of us know, the case pretty well, but there are a lot of newer people that are coming into true crime. You guys may have come in on like a different case, and you guys are staying because you like true crime and you want to watch other things, other than just a couple of different stories or cases. So that's what we're here to do. But yeah, let me see who's in the chat. Sorry, my thumbnail was like so late tonight in my live. It was really late. But I asked Vincent if he was going to do it again. I was like, "Are you going to do it?" So Ladybug was here first thing. Hey, Mary Beth, I'm just like I'm a short person today, aren't I? I'm not giving you guys any time to get ready. Hey, Boone, welcome in. It's good to see you. Hopefully, you had a good day at work today, Mary Beth. Hey, Mr. Rosebud. It's good to see everybody. Hey, Michael. It's me. That's me. We'll have to wait till court. Yep. Hey, Pete. Hey, Cracker Jacks. Welcome in. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Machichi. Rescuing a vicious female chihuahua. That's funny. Oh, I'm glad I don't have to be chasing any of my dogs around. They're actually sitting by the door. They're waiting on dad to come home. And they don't care about me right now. Hey, hey, baby girl. Machichi said she's stoked. Stoked. Well, welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Mandy. I swear I like try to read the chat as I go through, but sometimes I forget. Yes, I'm in red tonight. I actually have this shirt in a sweatshirt and sweatpants too. I must have really loved it. Must have really loved it. Hey, Jesse's girl. Welcome in. Hey, thanks, Monchichi, for the super sticker. That's awfully sweet of you. Thank you. Hey, dreaming of blue skies and sandy beaches. Hopefully you'll make it there this summer. Me too. Hey, Jenna. Hey, Triple L. I would love to make it to the beach this summer, actually. Not so much. Well, yeah, the beach. I would like to be at the beach. Hey, Willows. Okay. I think I got everybody. If I missed you, say, hey, you missed me. Um, but I found this really good resource. I thought we would just go over it tonight and just start from there and just kind of make our way through the whole timeline. Can't really see my light back there. I don't know what's going on. I'm like so observant. Hey, man, I'm so observant tonight. I'm like, what is going on in here tonight? Okay, so I got everything pinned. We're ready to go. So this is the website that I was talking about. I'm going to actually put me down at the bottom a little bit. That way you can see the page better. But I will read it out to you, and I can always zoom in if we need to as well. But they have a lot of different, this is a huge web page, like a huge website that I found today. When we were doing the timeline with the Idaho 4 case, we were using another website that was out there that was really had a lot, had the whole timeline on it. We went through that, and then I was getting on today just to Google like stuff about Brian Kohlberger, and I wanted to go back over, and there were some things like some questions that I had that I was like, well, I need like a better timeline, something more in depth. And then I found this, and I was like, holy crap, this person really put a lot of work into this, and they said for anybody to share it and use it. So I went through all of it today, for the most part, and it's really good. It's a really good reference. So that's what we're going to reference to, and then we'll kind of just base, our conversation off of that. It is an open discussion, so let me know your thoughts in the chat. I'd love to know what you guys think of this case, what you thought of it when it happened. Where were you? Like, were you already in true crime when you heard about this case, or was this something that brought you to true crime? I'm curious about that as well, because this case did bring a lot of people into the YouTube true crime genre. So I'm going to get to reading, and then, yeah. Oh, Jersey Shore. Oh, I love the Jersey Shore. Thanks, Jesse's girl. I love the Jersey Shore. That's the best ocean. It might be the dirtiest, but it's the best. I'm from Philadelphia originally. My parents took us to the Jersey Shore as kids, so that's where we grew up on that beach. So it says here that the page is subject to change, but we're just going to go down to the summary here. Actually, we're going to go. This is really good reference. Should we do this yet? No, we're going to save that. So this is basically has all of the different like areas that he was. I'm just showing you this here, Kohlberger's house, all that stuff. We'll go through that once we get down more into the timeline. But I wanted to show that to you guys. This is just a summary of the case on November 13th, 2022. And if anything's wrong, let me know if I say anything wrong. I should be able to catch myself. 4 college students were brutally murdered inside their residence at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho. Brian Kohlberger, a criminology student at nearby Washington State University, was subsequently charged with their murders and is set to go on trial in August of 2025. It only takes a few moments of Googling this case to see the polarizing opinions on whether Brian Kohlberger is guilty or not. Just like this person, I also have my own opinions, but despite them, I've tried to remain as unbiased as possible and present only the facts, in this case, using reputable sources. And this is, if you notice anything missing, let them know. So the contents of this whole document is going to have like the details, the timeline of events, the evidence that was, and it's going to be detailed, pretty detailed, just like I showed you. The use of IEGG, addressing the Franks hearing motion, theories and other findings, addressing others' theories, the life of Brian, Kohlberger's college paper, Tapatalk forum post, which we just went over those not too long ago. The XR SoundCloud account with his rap song. I have the rap song if you guys want it. And then there's links and stuff below that we can go through. They also sourced everything in here, which is like incredible that they put a source to everything. So if you guys were wondering anything about Brian Kohlberger, these are the details. Brian Christopher Kohlberger, male, white, birthday is November 21st, 1994. He is 30 years old. He is 6 foot, 185. His education, Pleasant Valley High School in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania's Northampton Community College, DeSales University, Washington State University. Family members, Michael Kohlberger Jr. is his father. Mary Ann Kohlberger is his mother. Amanda Kohlberger is his sister. And then his other sister is Melissa Kohlberger. Phone number at the time of the murders is 509-592-8458. You can call it now, but it's disconnected, I'm sure. Or the cops might answer. That would be exciting. Known aliases and screen names. So he goes by that XR. I think that's how you say it. That's on the Tapatalk account. Brian Christopher 1994 at gmail.com. Hey, dang, he got that email? He must have got that when he was young. B. Kohlberger at spartan.northampton.edu. Wi-Fi Army owns at yahoo.com. And then Yeez, I don't know how to say that, at gmail.com. I think it's just letters, sorry. Vehicle 2015 white Hyundai Elantra, Washington plate, CFB 8708, and it was signed on November 18th, 2022. And then prior to that date, it had PA tags. He was arrested on December 30th and charged with 4 counts of murder and 1 felony burglary. The felony burglary is for entering the home without permission. I just lost my spot. The victims, Kayla Gonzalez, 21, Maddie Mogan, 21, Ethan Chapin, 20, and Santa Coronado, 20. Surviving roommates, DM and BF, identified as such in court documents, are presumed to be Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk. 2 additional roommates known to live in the house the murders took place. Those are the 2 additional. Okay, so this is new, isn't it? Yeah, okay. I'm going to go back. Because I do want to see some of these sources. Okay, so arrest date, December 30th, 2022. Man, right before the new year. Didn't even make it into 2023, Kohlberger. Trial set, August 11th, 2025 in Ada County, Idaho. Method of murder, stabbing with a fixed blade weapon. And now hearing that Anne is going to say, she's going to bring in a expert that's going to say that there was different weapons used in this crime. That's what we're hearing. Now, she hasn't been very, she hasn't won anything really lately, so I don't think that's going to be a big hit, but I mean, they did mark their injuries as they were different on the autopsy. So that, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a very exciting trial. So the evidence so far, tan leather knife sheath with K-bar and USMC on it with a single source of male DNA. It was found next to victim Madison Mogan's body and subsequently linked to Brian Kohlberger through a tip by the FBI, who had tested the DNA themselves and relayed the information back to law enforcement. This IgG data was subject to Frank's hearing, but the courts ruled the evidence admissible and upheld law enforcement's probable cause. This evidence, along with the DNA evidence collected from the Kohlberger's residence and video camera evidence from the suspect's car in and around the time of the murders, was the basis ultimately for Brian Kohlberger's arrest. More evidence, such as the survivor's testimony, cell phone data from the suspect's phone, and other items and objects obtained during warrant searches, have also been admitted. The state is also relying on video surveillance and cell phone tower evidence to place the defendant in and around the murder scene. The suspect is presumed innocent until the courts decide his guilt. And then this is going to be the timeline of events. And I think what we'll do is we'll go through like 2022 tonight, and then you like go through the sources and stuff as well. Let me see. Actually, some of these are just going to be files. We don't need to really go back through the documents, especially if they're like 70 pages. Okay. Let's see. January, so 2022, January 10th of 2022, the defendant purchased a black balaclava from Dick's Sporting Goods. This mask is the same type of mask described by DM that she witnessed worn by a male in the residence on November 13th, 2022. And I wonder if they still have the balaclava masks, like if they have them out or if it's just like a seasonal thing. You know what I mean? If that's just like in the winter months. So March 20th, 2022 to March 30th, 2022. It was reported by the state that the defendant purchased a K-bar knife with sheath and sharpener from Amazon.com and recent court documents within this time frame. And I think this is going to be a document. Yeah. Some of these are articles. That's why I was wondering if they were. We've read through all the documents. So then July, August of that year, it is reported that the defendant moved to his apartment in Pullman. At some point, July or early August. I pulled this from various sources, but cannot unfortunately validate the exact actual date he moved to the area. So if you guys know, let me know. But I'm assuming this is, yeah, July, August is what I heard. So it would have been definitely before classes start. I wonder when classes started for WSU. Hey, Super Goat Gazer, welcome in. Hey, Tony, welcome in, everybody. That I missed. Hey, Nicole Marie. It's good to see you guys. I was on another page. Actually, let me put you guys. That's so much better. I don't know why I don't do that more often. Like put the chat up here so I can see y'all. Hey, Cash. Oh, thank you for listening and liking. So we don't know exactly when he moved into Pullman. Now, I'm sure that the cops know when he signed his lease, but we don't know. On August 21st, 2022 at between 10:34 p.m. and 11:35 p.m., the defendant's cell phone records show its location to be around the King Road residence area. According to the affidavit, his phone records indicated he was in the area on at least 12 separate occasions leading up to the murders, which occurred on November 13th, 2022. However, this has since been contested in the Frank's motion hearing document, where it is stated that law enforcement failed to mention that cell phone towers covering King Road also cover the entirety of Moscow, an area where the defendant is known to shop. Therefore, there is no way of knowing if these cell phone records indicate intent or if the defendant was merely shopping/driving through the area. Well, if he wasn't going to the same spot, I guess if he was going there in the same spot, he went, like we were talking about yesterday, he went to the Mad Greek every Thursday or something for their vegan dinner. That could be something that would show like that he does that all the time. To where, he could be like, I wasn't there. I wasn't over there, trying to survey or stalk or whatever it is. These victims, I was just over there grabbing some, yummy food. So then September 23rd, 2022, it is reported that the defendant has an altercation with Professor Snyder, a faculty member he supports at Washington State University. And this might not be. Okay, we'll read this. Okay, so this is an actual article. It says Idaho killing suspect Brian Kohlberger was allegedly fired from his position as a teaching assistant in Washington State University, and a termination letter provided to News Nation may give new insight into the university's decision. Kohlberger, 28, this was at the time, came out February 11th, 2020. A criminal justice graduate student at Washington State University is accused of killing 4 undergraduate students in nearby University of Idaho and their off-campus rental home in Moscow, Idaho in November 2022. So basically, it's saying here the termination letter obtained exclusively by News Nation's Banfield was dated December 19th, or more than a month after the killings of Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, and Xana. But the letter references a September 2022 altercation between Kohlberger and the professor he was supporting as a teaching assistant, as well as the university's subsequent improvement plan for Kohlberger. Mr. Kohlberger, I am writing this letter to formally inform you of the termination of your teaching assistantship with the Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology effective December 31st, 2022. In keeping with the WSU Graduate Student Handbook, Chapters 9G2 and 12E3, below is the list of events that led to you being deficient on the following contingency clause of your funding. Maintaining satisfactory progress in fulfilling assistantship service requirements and duties. He is about to be losing it all, man. And do you think that he told his dad on the way home? I'm wondering. So the complete list of events as described by WSU reads as follows. On September 23rd, 2022, you had an altercation with the faculty you support as a TA, Professor Snyder. I met with you on October 3rd to discuss norms of professional behavior. On October 21st, Professor Snyder emailed you about the ways in which you had failed to meet your expectations as the TA thus far in the semester. As a result, on November 2nd, Graduate Director Willits and I met with you to discuss on an improvement plan, which you agreed to, and I shared with you an email dated November 3rd. We met again on December 7th, that's a month later, this time with Professor Snyder, as well as Dr. Willits, and I to discuss your progress on the improvement plan. While not perfect, we agreed that there was progress. Okay. On December 9th, there was another altercation with Professor Snyder in which it became apparent that you had not made progress regarding professionalism and about which I wrote to you on December 11th requesting a meeting. We met on December 19th when I informed you of your termination as a TA for spring semester. So he was going to go home and come back to what? You know, I wonder. Yeah, like he would have lost his apartment and everything, you would think, right? His schooling. I mean, his parents can't afford to send him to get his PhD. We just got to be real about that. So that's not good. Speaking with Banfield, former FBI agent. Okay, never mind. We're not even going to listen to what she says. Losing a job, potentially losing your income, the embarrassment of losing your position, maybe even having your dream of being a PhD in jeopardy. These would all be triggering factors to propel you into doing something this heinous. No, I don't, no, Jennifer Coffenberg. That's why I never read anything from her. Because you can lose your job and you can do all these things and not go out and murder 4 people. She's like, yep, that would do it. That will do it. Like there's a, like, you know, we're going to give him a pass. Okay. So let's go back. August 21st, 2022 at 11:37 p.m. The defendant is detained at a traffic stop in Moscow, Idaho, and it's Farm Road and Pullman Highway, driving a 2015 Hyundai Elantra license plate PA LFZ 8649. He provided his phone number as same number 8458 with carrier AT&T. The defendant is also given a citation, according to Idaho iCourt portal, for not wearing a seatbelt. No, I was unable to provide a direct link from the Idaho courts portal due to the way their website is designed. You would have to search for him yourself to see the citation after clicking on the source. Okay, we could always do that. I'll just open it into another tab. Oh, that's not going to be it. try to get it up here. I'll put my name. How about put my name in there? I don't need I'm not trying to request a document myself. Okay, so this is his ticket. It says failure to appear, though. So does he have a failure to appear on his record? That would give him a warrant. Okay, so the case is closed. That's weird, though, but because up here it says, where did I just see that? Oh, yeah, case status, failure to appear. Look at the lead. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, it says safety restraint, failed to use your safety belt. Man, he gets pulled over for everything. Hey, DM. Hey, princess. It's just very crazy. Okay. September 23rd, 2022. It is reported that the defendant has an altercation with Professor Snyder, a faculty member he supports at Washington State University. We already read that part. October 14th, 2022 at 4:32. The defendant is detained as part of a traffic stop by WSU police officer in the campus parking lot. He is driving a 2015 Hyundai Elantra, license plate PA LFZ 8649. And that's the one that we've seen with the video of him. This one here.
I am Officer Langus. Stop.
We can watch through this for a second. Get a feel for Kohlberger. This came out back in when was this? 2022? We got this after that. We got this after the murder, though. I think we got this like the beginning of 2023, I want to say. Actually, we can look. Yeah, May 2023. And this is the first time that we actually got to hear him like talk, and say like full sentences, not just yes.
It's being audio and video recorded. I think you know why I stopped you. You ran the red light.
What actually happened was I was stuck in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah,
so
I was behind you the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, you're not supposed to enter the intersection at all for that reason, because if the light turns red, then you're stuck in the intersection, then you run the red light. So that's the reason I stopped you. Do you have your license on you?
Yep.
Do you have the registration and insurance?
You just get this for you out.
You what?
I'm just gonna get this out for you.
Okay.
Definitely keeps his car clean. Like, I mean, just even looking at his dash, you know what I mean? Like, you can tell he keeps his car clean. So he probably does have a little of the OCDs. I know I tease him, but.
So would you explain that to me a little bit further? So in Pennsylvania, when you're stuck in the intersection, you have to make the left. So what would the appropriate thing for me to have done? Just
You're not supposed to block an intersection like that in Washington. So just by you blocking the intersection, that's technically a ticketable violation. And then you're running a red light. So it's another ticketable offense. So you're not supposed to proceed into the intersection until you can go. Because a lot of people do what you just did, right? Is like you're sitting in the intersection waiting and then turns and then you're blocking. So
yeah, there was a little bit of confusion with speeding because someone had stopped. I wasn't sure what they were doing, and then they put on their light to turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that maybe they were letting me go through.
Oh.
Did you see that?
No. Mm-mm.
I feel like right before I made the turn, there was someone who made a right. They didn't have their signal on, so I wasn't
He's
sure.
like telling on somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would just advise just don't enter the intersection until you can go, so you don't get stuck. Let's see.
But in that situation, the best thing to do then would be back up. and not.
I don't know if there's a best thing to do in that situation because you're either going to back up into somebody or you're going to run a red light. So, or you're going to be sitting in an intersection.
Yeah.
There's not really a great option there.
Yeah, I was just slightly into the crosswalk, so
Mm-hmm.
where I'm from Pennsylvania, we actually don't have like crosswalks.
Oh,
so even if you're kind of slightly, there's a little bit more leeway as well. Like there are a few lines, like there's one white line and there's another one in front. Like there's like a certain margin from which you can actually kind of put your vehicle, place your vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know laws vary state to state, but there is a law in Washington for blocking an intersection like that, proceeding through when you don't, when you're just stalling. I forget the actual verbiage. I can find it for you, but it's like stalling, blocking an intersection.
Yeah. I'm just curious about the law. I don't mean to.
Oh no, yeah, I can find it for you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. That looks good on a Hyundai. I don't see Pennsylvania registration like at all. Okay, let's see. Expires November 22nd or 2022. Okay. And
one of those is actually.
yeah, okay, that looks good. I'll hand that back to you. I'm just gonna go check your info. I'll try to find that RCW, the law for you, and I'll be right back.
Thank you.
All right.
This was 10/14/2022. We don't have the. I think she just goes back to her car. She sits there for a while, and then she gets back out. I just wanted to give you guys, I think we've all seen that video before. If you guys haven't, let me know. But I think we all have seen it. But it's something else, Yeah. So I think that they didn't want to be aligned with them at all. They didn't want nothing to do with them. I think they might have put that note on their door. Because I do remember them putting notes on a glass door. Maybe Brian Enton went in there or something, like one of the news people, and they were reading it, and it was we are not talking to y'all, please leave us alone. Which I can understand. I can, but I mean, I don't, no one wants to be connected to him. I guess I wouldn't want to be connected to him either. I mean, we've only had a handful of people come out and actually talk on his behalf, and no one's really had anything super duper positive to say. They might be well, yeah, he was we thought he was getting his life together, but he used to be on heroin. It was always but he used to, or he was, or he did, it was he just didn't have a clean record there with a lot of his friends. He kind of messed up a lot of his relationships, it seems like. So then we go to after he's detained, then November 12th, or he was just detained as part of the traffic stop, but it says November 12th, 2022 at 9 p.m., Ethan and Xana arrive at the Sigma Chi house on the University of Idaho campus. I don't know what this source would be. Oh, okay, it's the probable cause. On November 12th at 10 p.m., Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan enter the Corner Club at 202 North Main Street in Moscow. And it's seen on video footage. And that's also in the PCA, is the source. November 13th, 2022 at 1:30 a.m. to 1:53 a.m. Kaylee and Maddie leave the Corner Club and can be seen on video at a local food vendor called the Grub Truck at 318 South Main Street in downtown Moscow. I wonder if the Grub Truck still goes there on the weekends, and if they still stream to Twitch. I'm curious. November 13th, 1:45 a.m. Chapin and Xana Kernodle return to 1122 King Road. And I think this is the affidavit too. Yeah, these are all going to be the affidavit. November 13th, 2022 at 1:56 a.m. Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan are given a ride to 1122 King Road. November 13th at 2:10 a.m. Mortensen texts EG, which is the Uber driver, requiring if he's driving. November 13th at 2:13 a.m. EG texts Mortensen confirming he's driving. At 2:44, a security camera at Washington State University campus in Pullman. It allegedly observed by video camera the defendant's vehicle traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way It is unclear whether the state will be relying on this evidence anymore. What was source 2? The second probable cause? No. 70 pages. Geesh. Okay. So the same morning. So that was 2:44, 2:47. And then it says AM or 2:54 AM per defendant's experts. But the defendant's cell phone stops reporting to the network. It's turned off, no signal or airplane mode. At 2:53, Mogan calls Funk. The defendant's vehicle is allegedly observed by video camera traveling southeast on Nevada Street in Pullman, Washington, towards State Route 270. State Route 270 connects Pullman, Washington to Moscow, Idaho. It is unclear whether the state will be relying on this evidence anymore. So same date, 3:02 a.m. The defendant's vehicle is allegedly observed by video camera on State Route 270 between Pullman, Washington and Moscow, Idaho by video cameras stationed at Floyd's Cannabis Company, according to state documents. And I think these are all going to be the one that's it's like page 70 pages. 3:26 a.m. The defendant's vehicle was allegedly observed by video camera traveling westbound along the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow. It is unclear whether the state will be relying on this evidence anymore. November 13th at 3:28 a.m. The defendant's vehicle is allegedly observed by video camera traveling westbound along Steiner Avenue, at Idaho State Highway 95 in Moscow. I believe this to be the same footage being relied upon in the state's recent documents that originated from Sunset Mart on 1311 South Main Street in Moscow. Let's see what they're citing as their source. It's the probable cause affidavit. Are they, Pete? Well, that's good. That's good that they're still out there. I mean, that tape really helped, it really did. It got people to I think that those little things helped make this case, I feel like, bigger than it might have been if it, it was already horrific enough that's for college students, but we were getting like little nuggets of information. We had like videos to watch. We were trying to figure things out. I'm glad that they have that video too. I'm glad the families have that video, because it is the last video of their children on that they can see. And they are having, their smiles. They're smiling and they're having fun. So then at 3:29, he's observed again. And it's entering the King Road residence area for the first time. The address of the video camera is 1320 Linda Lane, according to state documents. November 13th, 2022, 3:30. Actually, I think this is the video link, but I think this is. Yeah, okay. It's going to be from this camera angle, but this is the wrong time, so it's not going to show us. I don't believe. Maybe we can go back here and look. Okay. So then from 3:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. So the defendant's vehicle is allegedly observed. So, everyone that is in the house is in bed, asleep. And he is out making his rounds. So the vehicle is allegedly observed by video camera around the King Road residence via the camera located at 1330 Linda Lane, according to state documents. Reviewing the video footage from 1330 Linda Lane, there is 3 specific moments where a vehicle is traveling west from Queen Road and turns right past the entrance of the Queen Road apartments. If you look specifically at the vehicle's windows just before and after it passes the white post, all 3 appear to be the same vehicle, and more specifically, a white Hyundai Elantra. The time from the defendant's vehicle sighting on the 1320 Linda Lane camera to the 3:30 a.m. footage of the vehicle on the 1330 Linda Lane footage also seems to line up, being 1 minute apart. I've provided the timestamps and the video links so you can do your own analysis. And this is just going to show the car coming up around the corner. we've all seen this video. I think that's the first time that he goes around, actually. I'll open the next one. Good thing there are people that are equipped to look at this stuff. Hey, Trips. And there's the car going around right there. You can see it, it looks like. Yeah, good thing that, like, there are people that get paid the money to look at this stuff and be able to be like, okay, yeah, I see that. Because I'm not I'm not one of those people. I can't see what other people, I guess, see. Like, I could see a car. I don't know. You have to convince me that's Kohlberger, but I mean, you don't really have to convince me, but oh, well, maybe, yeah, Adam and Eve, yeah, they might have been. They might have been, for sure. I know that there's a picture of like Xana like bonging a beer or something like that. Pretty popular to do, I guess, on college campuses. So those were the video links, and it just shows, the white Hyundai Elantra coming around, case in the area, if you will, building up enough nerve, courage. Maybe he wanted to make, like, maybe he wanted to make sure because he saw the DoorDasher in the area. There's, a few different reasons why he could have been waiting. Maybe somebody did have their lights still on. He was waiting for all the lights to turn off in the house. But I think he was trying to just work up enough courage. So then that same morning at 3:51 a.m., Mortensen creates a new contact in her phone. At 3:59 a.m., Xana Kernodle receives DoorDash order from Jack in the Box. 4:05 to 4:07, the defendant's vehicle is allegedly observed entering the King Road residence area. There are two events worth noting, and both appear to be the same car, a white Hyundai Elantra. I've noted them below so you can do your own analysis. This also puts the time of the murders at no earlier than 4:07 a.m. I think my time, I have a time frame like that I made. I think it was 4:07 or 4:09. And this is the same video. I think it's just going to show him wrapping around though. Yeah. Okay, so like right there, I could tell, like, okay, that does look like a white car. Windows appear dark, but it's probably because it's dark out and it's a black and white camera, so the windows are going to appear darker. Okay, I can see that. And then I think this is like pretty much the same little video. Yeah, 4:07. Okay, so I'll have to pull up my thing. No, PJs. What did it say? Oh, thanks, Aries. I'll have to be on the lookout. Yeah, baby girl, they definitely do. I wouldn't need it to be on like the biggest TV ever made to say 100% what kind of car, or you know what I mean? But I could see that it's a white car from what it looks like from here. Do you remember when Gray Hughes was out in the area and he was trying to like he was trying to get footage of the camera or something like that, and the guy that owns the building came out and yelled at him and like scared him off? Like, you can't walk up on people's property like that. They're going to come out. They're going to say something. So then at 4:07 a.m. to 4:17 a.m., surviving roommate Dylan Mortensen said she heard who she thought was Gonzalez say something to the effect of "there's someone here." A review of cell phone records obtained to say Kernodle was likely awake and using the TikTok app at approximately 4:12. Dylan stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Kernodle's room. Mortensen then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At 4:17 to 4:20, a security camera less than 50 feet from the west wall of Kernodle's bedroom, and that's going to be the 1112 King Road, the blue house, picks up voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. Dylan Mortensen stated she opened her door for the third time and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. Dylan described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. I mean, she's been on that bushy eyebrow since the beginning. I don't know. I hope that this case comes down to more than just bushy eyebrows. I forgot where it was. Okay. So then 4:20 to 4:21, the defendant's vehicle is allegedly observed by video camera departing the King Road residence area at a high rate of speed. Reviewing the footage, I believe the camera at 1330 Linda Lane is only picking up the audio of the vehicle driving away at around 4:21. Mortensen calls Kernodle twice with no answer and Funk for 41 seconds. At 4:21 a.m., Funk calls Kernodle, Mortensen calls Mogan, Funk calls Chapin. No one answers on any calls. At 4:22 to 4:24, text messages between Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk released in new court documents, according to the news. Mortensen to Funk, no one's answering. I'm really confused right now. Kaylee, what's going on? Funk sends a Snapchat message in between. And then Funk sends a message to Dylan. Yeah, dude, WTF. Xana was wearing all black. I'm freaking out right now. No, it's like a ski mask almost. STFU. And then Funk to Mortensen, it says, actually, like he had something over his forehead and little mouth. Bethany, I'm not kidding. I'm so freaked out. So am I. My phone is going to die. Come to my room. Run down here. November 13th, same morning, 4:24 to 4:25. Dylan Mortensen calls. Ethan Chapin calls. Go unanswered. Text between Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk. I'm scared, though. And it says, yeah, I know, but it's better than being alone. And that's her, Dylan and Bethany talking to each other, her telling Bethany or Dylan to run down the stairs to her room. Because she was probably saying, there is no way I'm getting up and going up them stairs. She was in that room. I just feel like that, I don't know. I would feel secure almost down there. It's like in a hole and in the back. I don't know. I would feel like if I was anywhere in that house, I would want to be in that room if I had to be in that house. Now, I probably would have left the house, but, I have a question for you guys. I can't remember. Kaylee's vehicle was there. Ethan's. The one he shared. Maddie's. And Xana. So did Dylan or Bethany not drive? Did they not have a car there? Oh, spiked potato. I don't know. I'm trying to think at that age, would my phone be on? I have my phone always on silent. It's always on vibrate. But that's because I hate it. I hate hearing the phone ringing and stuff. So, but being young though, maybe it would be on. The ringer would be on. So at 4:27 to 4:28, Dylan Mortensen calls Kaylee and Xana. Both calls go unanswered. Mortensen also sends 2 Snapchat messages. At 4:29 to 4:31, Funk calls Mogan, and Gonzalez. All calls go unanswered. November 13th at 4:32 a.m., Dylan Mortensen texts Kaylee Gonzalez, please answer. November 13th, 4:34 to 4:37, Funk assesses Snapchat and Instagram. So I think she's looking on there to see if there's any messages that have come back from anybody in the house. At 4:48, the defendant's cell phone is reactivated, pinging cell towers in the vicinity of State Highway 95, south of Moscow, Idaho, near Blaine, Idaho, north of Genesee. So he's on his way back. home. I think he probably turned his phone back on because he probably needed to use those Google Maps maybe to get himself home. I don't know if you would know, like, I mean, maybe 12 times going there, you might pick up the route pretty, might know it. I wouldn't because I'm terrible with direction. I mean, I'm the worst. So where are we at? Okay, so then at 4:32, Dylan texts Kaylee, please answer. They assess the Snapchat and Instagram. That's where we were. At 4:48, the defendant's cell phone is reactivated. Sorry, we read that. 5:26 a.m., the defendant's vehicle is allegedly observed traveling northbound on Johnson Road. Johnson Road leads directly back to West Palouse River Drive in Moscow, which intersects with Conestoga Drive. The suspect was then allegedly observed by video camera turning north on Bishop Boulevard and northwest on SR 270. The state has indicated these video surveillance cameras are located at ENS Services, 1300 Johnson Avenue, Pullman, Washington. Ain't good, Kohlberger. At 5:26 a.m., the defendant's vehicle is allegedly observed in Pullman, Washington, after the homicides by cameras at the Sunset Mart located at 1455 Southeast Bishop Boulevard, Pullman, Washington, per the state's recent documents. And we'll be able to go through all of that when we go over to the Google Maps. November 13th, again, 5:28 to 5:30, the defendant's vehicle is allegedly observed in or around Washington State University per state's recent documents. At 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., various activity was brought forth by the defendant in recent court documents. 7:30 a.m., Funk calls her father. 8 a.m., Funk calls her father. 8 a.m., Funk calls another number. 8:01 a.m., Funk calls home. 8:02 a.m., Funk calls her mother. 8:09 a.m., Funk's father returns her call. 8:05 a.m., Mortensen is DMing on Instagram. We need a whiteboard. 8:41 a.m., Funk is taking photos. 9:04, Funk's mother texts her. 10 a.m., Mortensen messages and receives messages via Snapchat. 10:01 a.m., Mortensen is on Instagram. 10:03 a.m., Mortensen is on Indeed. Like, why the hell are you on Indeed, though? That's weird. I mean, maybe she pressed it. I mean, that could have just been it. 10:04, Mortensen messages and receives messages via Snapchat. 10:23 a.m., Mortensen texts Gonzalez, please answer. Mortensen texts Mogan, are you up? 10:24 a.m., Mortensen is on Instagram. At 10:30 a.m., Mortensen messages and receives messages via Snapchat. Mortensen's on Instagram. Then at 9 a.m. to 9:32 a.m., cell phone evidence shows the defendant leaves his residence. So Kohlberger leaves, heads to the general vicinity of the King Road residence in Moscow, and then heads back to his apartment in Pullman. I searched and could not find any video evidence of the defendant's travels that the state intends to use. They do have a source on here. Now, remember that one? Oh, that's just the probable cause. But do you remember the video of like the white car the next day? It was like, I don't think it was him, but it was freaky. It was on like KRTV. I forget the maybe Creme News. I don't know. It's one of the local newses out there. But it did look like his car. I don't think it was, but wouldn't that be something else if it was? Because I mean, it wouldn't then because it was at 9:00 in the morning. They wouldn't have the news out there yet. But it would have been funny if the news would have caught him on camera because, that would have been like a Alec Murdaugh moment, for like to hold that for trial. Like, we've got you on camera, buddy. Apparently they do have him on camera though, a lot. And the defense is trying to say, well, you don't have him like on this house, this house, this house, this house, this house. Like it's this house, then skip a house or two, and then this house. Well, I mean, do the math, you know what I mean? How fast a car's traveling? I'm sure it's the same vehicle. But that's what they're going to try to say in their defense. So where are we at? Okay, so then at 10:30 a.m., the defendant took a selfie of himself wearing a white button-up shirt, which I think that shirt looks like green. It looks like a mint green to me. Wireless earbuds on his ears and posing with a thumbs up. I haven't found the court documents clearly stating to whom it was sent and definitively what time, but we'll update when I have the information. I've heard 10:30 a.m. as well. So I believe that's when he took the picture. That means he would have been up like the whole night. Then he goes home, he takes this picture and he's dressed up, right? Like he's in his little dress shirt and his pants or whatever. And then what is he going to do? Let's go get some cleaning supplies? When did this cat sleep? Man, he's like he didn't get pulled over. So then at 11:39 to 11:44, Dylan Mortensen has a text exchange with her father. However, it is indicated those texts would not be introduced. I don't know what they said. Mortensen's on Instagram. Okay, yeah, I want to know what they say though. November 13th at 11:49, Funk calls JM. JM texts Mortensen. At 11:50, Dylan Mortensen calls her neighbor, Emily Allen, and sometime soon after, Hunter Johnson. And Emily Allahan, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Hunter's girlfriend, arrive on scene. I didn't know they put her name out there. Apparently they did. Okay. It's just a document that they have like attached to it. So then 11:51 a.m. to 11:57 a.m., various activity as was brought forth by the defendant in recent court documents. And then they're just texting each other. 11:51, JM texts Mortensen. 11:51, Funk texts JM. 11:51, JM texts Funk. 11:51, JM texts Funk. 11:51, Funk texts JM. 11:51, JM texts Funk. So it looks like the conversation starts out with JM texting Dylan. But then Bethany kind of takes over. And she's texting with him, like on her phone. So they're still texting at 11:53, and then 11:54 to 11:55, JM texts Funk 3 text. And then while this is going on, at 11:54, 11:55, while they're texting over here, like while he's sending her 3 text, Dylan's on Instagram. And then the same time period, Mortensen texts Bethany 3 times. Why? Why would you text her if you're with her? That's weird to me. That's weird. That's really weird. So those last couple minutes is just it's weird. So basically from 11:51 to 11:57, JM texts Dylan, and then Bethany just takes over and she starts texting with them. And then as she's texting or receiving text, Dylan is sent beside her on Instagram. Like, maybe she was sending messages through Instagram. I don't know, but it's just, they're both doing stuff, I guess maybe Dylan couldn't explain things at the time. Maybe she couldn't talk very well. So maybe Bethany was just speaking more. But then at 11:58, 911 call is placed by Funk after the unresponsive body of Xana Kernodle is found by Hunter Johnson. Below is the transcript. I won't read the transcript for you guys again because that's just so much. But as I have read it in redacted court documents, that was published. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be redacted. Some of this stuff will be redacted. So they're going to redact like the description of the person. Like she says there was a person in their house the night before. I know that's one of the things that they're going to redacting. Some of the stuff I believe Emily said, it looks like is going to be redacted. Hey, Southernish, welcome in. Yeah, like checking the locations for people that are in your home. Yeah, it is a little weird. But if you think about it, I mean, I guess these kids grew up on social media. I mean, I didn't. I was fortunate. I was like the last generation to like actually play outside, and come in when the street lights came on. And don't come in before then. Just go out and run and have fun. It's just different. It's different now. But then it goes to 11:59 a.m. The defendant's car is allegedly observed at Costco in Clarkston, Washington, according to state documents. What were you getting at the Costco? Bulk gloves? I buy gloves at Sam's. Wonder what he was getting at Costco. I'm curious. One person, a Costco order, what would we need? Other than gloves. Like even cleaning supplies, that would be too much, right? Oh, really? No, PKC. Baby oil. That was a lie when he said that lawyer. I said, that's a lie. I looked it up. I looked it up right then and there. He got bounced. Oh my gosh, they wouldn't let him in. I didn't know that. That's crazy. We have a Sam's Club and a Costco membership. If you want, I guess he was denied. I didn't know PKC. I really didn't. I've read through all the documents. I think my brain just exited that part out. That's why I'm so glad we're going over all this. Because this really helps us all get ready. So embarrassing. So like, did he just think he could go in there? So he tried to roll up in Costco to get his colossal popcorn and his Slurpee and do some shopping, maybe get some samples. That's what Vincent goes for. An old man. And what would you need other than gloves? Like I really, because the box of gloves they're not that big. They're like a regular size. You know what I mean? Like at Sam's. So I'm just trying to think of something he could buy that would be like that. Or maybe he was just going to get nothing. He would need nothing because he's getting ready to go on a trip home. Like he wouldn't need stuff, right? Maybe bleach. Maybe he went and got the Costco big size. Well, he didn't get nothing actually because he was denied. Oh, wow. I guess the source would tell me right here. Let me see which one was this one. Oh, wow. This is from a while ago, isn't it? Oh, wow. You guys have good memory. Okay. Man, that just makes me laugh. So at 12, so okay, so maybe that's why he ended up going to Albertsons. Moscow police officer Mitch Nunes interviewed Dylan Mortensen. Where is the Costco at? It's in Clarkston. That's why he was driving so far out. I wonder if there's a Costco closer. So it says Mortensen told Noon she saw a male not insanely tall wearing all black and a mask that was just covering his forehead and mouth. Mortensen repeated this description a second time, stating he was a little bit taller than me. I couldn't really see much of him. And I'm almost positive he was wearing a full black outfit and he had this ski mask that was just over his forehead and over his mouth. Mortensen gave the description a third time, repeating that he had a mask and stating he was basketball player, kind of skinny, and used a voice she did not recognize. November 13th from 12:42 to 12:44, the defendant's car is allegedly observed near the U.S. Chef store in Clarkston, Washington. And then at 12:46 to 1:06, the defendant's car is allegedly observed by video camera at Albertsons in Clarkston, Washington. So I guess he went to the Costco and they weren't going to serve him. They were going to let him in. So he decides, okay, I'm going to go over to Albertsons. They don't even have Albertsons in Pennsylvania. Like, I'm surprised he knew what that was. Because, I mean, he's in a different town, you know? So then 1:47 p.m., Detective Lawrence Mowry interviews Dylan Mortensen. She reported she saw a white male she did not know, maybe my height, a few inches taller, skinny, athletic build, wearing all black, wearing this mask that covers his forehead and here. She also reported, I'm 5. So I think she was going to say 10, but so he was probably around 6 foot and didn't recognize eyes, but definitely a white guy. At 4 p.m., Moscow Police Department Sergeant Blaker and Officer Brett Payne respond to 1122 King Road to assist with scene security and processing of a crime scene associated with 4 homicides. A sheath is recovered next to victim Madison Mogan's body. Then we go to November 17th, 2022. Detective Victoria Gouch and Captain Dustin Blaker interviewed Dylan Mortensen. Mortensen gave an account of what she did on Saturday, November 12th, 2022, until she went to bed at approximately 3:20 a.m. Sometime between 4 a.m. and 4:20 a.m., Mortensen woke up and heard a male's voice say, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Mortensen opened her door and saw someone, because from my mind, it's like I was almost wearing these like blurry glasses, like it's fuzzy and cloudy, but it was like a figure of someone wearing all black. And it was like they had a ski mask that was covering their forehead and their chin and mouth, but I could see all I can remember seeing their eyebrows. And I don't remember what their eyes look like, but I remember their eyebrows. I don't remember the color the eyebrows were. I just remember like bushy eyebrows. That's all I could think about. Good. I mean, I guess it's probably a good thing he has those bushy eyebrows, right? Like, because that's all that he had exposed. Now, was he never told prior to this, like, hey, you have pretty prominent eyebrows? Did he not notice them two caterpillars on his face? I bet Vincent doesn't, though. Vincent has two little caterpillars on his face. And I bet you before me, he probably never thought twice about them eyebrows. These are so thick. They're just thick. I tease Vincent all the time. So, where are we at? Okay, so we're right here. Mortensen then described the male as skinny tone, that basketball kind of type. She stated she was 5'10", so she thought the male was around 5'10" and then 6 foot, somewhere around there. In reference to how close the male was, she stated, "I would say about 3 feet from what I remember." Again, that could be, and there's just this off because I obviously probably still a little bit drunk. I just woke up. I don't remember fully. She went on to again describe the male. "I know he looked at me because I could see his eyebrows. I think I just saw one eyebrow. I don't know why or how." Captain Blaker then asked Mortensen what was covering the male's face, in which she responded, "I don't know, weird looking ski mask. It wasn't like the regular ski mask with like eyes and because I saw his eyebrows and I could think I saw his nose and like this part of his face, but I don't know." In response to whether Mortensen could see the male's mouth, "No, and I don't remember if I saw it. Like, I don't remember if I saw his nose, but I know I saw eyebrows, and I don't remember his eyes. Just feel like I can see his eyebrows, but I mean, that could be it. I mean, that would make sense why the forehead was covered and this part of the face was covered." Investigators then asked if Mortensen could provide a composite for the artist, in which she replied, "No, I don't remember what his eyes look like. I don't remember what his nose looked like. I just remember eyebrows. I don't remember exactly what the eyebrows look like at all, really. I just remember thinking like eyebrows. Yeah, bushy, but that's all. Like, I don't remember the shape. I don't remember like the color. I just remember like bushy eyebrows. That's the one thing I can remember." I mean, that's what her drunk mind was telling her, in shock too, like eyebrows. So November 17th, the autopsies were conducted by the Latah County coroner. Their cause and manner of death is homicide by stabbing. The coroner stated the 4 victims were likely asleep. Some had defensive wounds and each was stabbed multiple times with no sign of SA. This seems to contradict the evidence, i.e. the DoorDash order at 4 a.m. by Xana and the "it's okay, I'm going to help you" comment supposedly made by the defendant. Based on this, we can safely assume Xana was awake at the time of the murders. And November 18th at 4 p.m., the defendant registered his car with Washington plates and later receives a new license plate number. Had to get that done. So November 23rd, media post by Daily Mail shows floor plans, blueprints of the King Road residence. So for 10 days, we didn't even have blueprints of the residence. Like, we were all guessing what it looked like in there. November 29th at 12:28 a.m., Washington State University police officer Daniel Tenigo, searches for any white Elantras, the defendant's car's make and model, registered at WSU. He gets a hit for one license plate PA LFZ 8649, registered to the defendant at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment 201 in Pullman, Washington. November 29th, 2022 at 12:58 a.m., Washington State University police officer Curtis Whitman locates the defendant's car at 1630 Northeast Valley Road. The license of the vehicle's registered driver, Brian Kohlberger, is also reviewed, and his physical details are consistent with those that Dylan Mortensen reported to police. So this is like a whole month before they arrest him. December 1st, 2022, forensic interviewer Erin Williamson interviews Dylan Mortensen. She describes the ski mask as, I couldn't see any of his hair, but I remember just like seeing like it was like almost rectangular, like not the circle ones. She says like a lot. It was rectangular because I remember seeing like just like, I don't know how to explain it, just seeing like this, maybe I'd be able to see like a cross, but I don't remember seeing his eyes, and I feel like his eyes were there. I just could see I could just see like an eyebrow. I feel like that's how I know he saw me, because I could see his eyebrow. Like if I could see his eyebrow, he could see me. Mortensen then reiterates, from what I remember, I think he was just like walking past the little wall and going towards the kitchen. And I don't know, like I remember seeing an eyebrow. I don't know why, I just see one. It was like just like one bushy eyebrow. I don't remember the color, but like the full shape. I just remember it being bushy. Mortensen then describes the male's clothing as black long sleeves, black pants, and black boots. She gave a consistent description of the mask and noted the eyebrows. I don't remember if I saw one or two, like it was just weird. December 9th, 2022, it was reported that the defendant has another altercation with Professor Snyder, a faculty member he supports at Washington State University. Man, oh man, Kohlberger. Okay, I needed a break for a second, sorry. Yeah, Steve did say that. Okay. Okay. I was just reading the chat for a minute. My eyes itching, sorry. I can't get like I can't scratch it. So he had another altercation. So then December 13th, 2022, the defendant's vehicle is detected by a license reader in Loma, Colorado. And actually, these are the ones I believe that I have for the Google Docs, or the Google Maps, but that's okay. We'll read these and then we'll do it. December 15th, 2022 at 4:22 a.m., Brent Lee Kopacka, who lived at 1000 block of SC Latall Street in Pullman, is shot to death by Whitman County Regional SWAT team. While authorities have stated that there is no connection between Kopacka, Kohlberger, and the murders, there have been numerous conspiracy theories set forth from armchair detectives attempting to say otherwise. And I will say I don't believe any of that. I at one point I talked to his best friend a lot. Off this app. Everything we said was just between us. And I don't think none of it had to do with it. One is one and one is the other. So then December 15th, 2022, 10:50 a.m., the defendant is pulled over in Hannock County, Indiana, once more for tailgating. Okay, so then December 16th, 2022, 2:26 p.m., the defendant's vehicle is seen by video camera in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. December 19th, 2022, the defendant receives a termination letter for his job as a teaching assistant at Washington State University. Now, I bet you he was probably like, he probably knew this was coming. But do you think that he told his dad on the way home that he could have been losing all of his funding for his PhD? Like, I mean, he could always go back and do something with criminal justice, but hold on one second. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Then December 19th, law enforcement first learns about the defendant as a result of investigative genetic genealogy that was being undertaken by the FBI. December 27th, 2022, trash is recovered from the Kohlberger family residence in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. December 28th, a DNA match is made between the trash recovered from the Kohlberger family residence and evidence found at the crime scene. December 29th, a search warrant is obtained for the defendant's apartment located at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, Pullman, Washington. December 29th, again, a criminal complaint is filed, probable cause is found, and an arrest warrant is issued by the state of Idaho for the defendant. And I think we've looked at these just recently. Yeah, these were the ones that were count 1, count 2, count 3. Now, I think that this is the way that they read them off during court too. I don't know if they're in any particular order. Like if this is the order of the way the victims died or what. I don't know what kind of order that they do. I've tried to look into it like online. I've tried to Google it. I can't find an exact answer, but it does go as follows for count 1 burglary, count 2 Madison Mogan, count 3 Kaylee Gonzalez, count 4 Xana Kernodle, and count 5 Ethan Chapin. Now to me that does sound reasonable that they could have died in that order or been killed at least in that order, like tried to, be killed in that order. And then okay, I was seeing if they were all the same. They are all the same. Okay. So then December 30th, in order to preserve the crime scene and all evidence is put in place for the King Road residence until February 1st, 2023, or until further notice from the court. December 30th, the defendant's car is searched. December 30th, the defendant's family home in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania is searched according to warrant. December 30th, detectives Joe Lake and Gary Tolson interviewed Dylan Mortensen. When asked if Brian Kohlberger is the man she saw in the house, she states, "I have no clue. From what I remember, I just remember seeing this figure that was like not fat, obviously, but more of like the skinnier tone build and some mask on. I don't know what the mask exactly was, but when I thought about it, it was just like covering here and here." So she must be like, doing it with her hands to show them. I don't know if it was covering his mouth, his nose, or below his mouth and nose. I just remember knowing that he was white, but I didn't know how he was white. I just knew he was. And this knowing there's like I knew he had looked at me because of the bushy eyebrow. That's all I remember. But I have no idea what he looked like. I don't like when I look at his picture, nothing came back to me at all. So that, like, I don't know. I feel like if I saw that, my mind would be like, oh, yeah, that's him. But it's just I don't remember at all. I mean, at least she's being honest, Like, they could have came to her and been like, hey, is this the guy that you saw? She could be like, yeah, that's the dude. I mean, not saying that's right. She shouldn't have done that. I'm glad she didn't do that. But, she could have gotten, like, overly excited and, saw bushy eyebrows and been like, yeah. It says, regarding Mortensen telling Funk the male had a big nose, Mortensen stated, all I remember, but I don't remember big nose at all, like at all. That's like all I remember is like some bushy eyebrow and all black and some sort of mask, but it wasn't like one of those circle ski masks. That's all I remember. December 31st, 2022, the defendant signs a trespass order from Washington State University, barring him from access from the university property. So what'd they do? Just take the letter to the jail? Here it is. And there is this signature. He didn't even sign it all the way. It just says Brian. He didn't write Kohlberger. Okay. Trespass, a domination. This abomination is to inform you that you have been trespassed from all areas of Washington State University campuses. This includes all buildings, sidewalks, breezeways, courtyards, access roads, and parking lots, and any other Washington State University campus property. This abomination is effective immediately and will continue until pending student conduct charges have been resolved and you have been given permission in writing to return to campus. Shit. You ain't going back to school. Trespassed means that your privilege to be on or in the area listed above has been revoked or denied by Washington State University. If you are found in the areas listed above in violation of this, or if you have, or if at the conclusion of the investigation it is determined you are actually in or on the areas listed above in violation of this, you may be subject to arrest and prosecution for criminal trespass. Now, I wonder if they wrote this because like he was getting arrested for murder, you know what I mean? Or if they were already in the like they were already in the workings of writing this, I wonder. Because I mean, this is December 30th. This is the day he was arrested. I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they were already going to give him this. And he knew when he was going back home, like, I'm not going to be able to go back to campus because they're going to kick me off campus because I'm going to lose, I lost my job. If you have legitimate business needs with Washington State University, you must be escorted by an official with the Washington State University, and arrangements for such escort must be made prior to you entering the area as listed above. This means you must make arrangements with WSU police before coming on campus for any reason. Sincerely, Gary Jenkins, Chief of Police. Oh my God. Washington State University, the Chief of Police, Kohlberger. They said, you ain't allowed to come back up on here. Let me see how far this goes to. What time is it? I think we'll stop there. Let's see. Because that's a good spot. Because then we can start on 2024 tomorrow. I'm just going back up there to like try to find where we were at. Or 2023, sorry, because we just did 2022. So tomorrow we'll talk about the extradition and all of that. And then also the grand jury proceedings. We'll go over that. What they said in the grand jury. We kind of went over it last week a little bit with the witness identification by bushy eyebrows. I'm just going to take excerpts from there, though, and show those to you tomorrow. And let me see. I could show that. Okay. I've got like way too many windows open. Let's see. We'll go through the search and stuff tomorrow. Since we went over that not too long ago. And then that's just the probable cause affidavit. Okay. It was a good one, Southern-ish. We went all the way back to the beginning. I found this website that's like amazing. I might need to blow it up a little bit for you guys. Is it kind of small? I can't tell like on my computer. Like, I mean, to me, it looks like I can't read it, but I have one eye, so. Yeah, that's actually, let's go over and see if the Gonzalez family has said anything on their Facebook. No, nothing recent really. Did anybody watch? I'll stop the screen. Did anybody watch the America's Wanted with Sebastian Rogers case tonight? I didn't I didn't get a chance to watch it. I forgot about it actually. But I was just wondering if anyone else got a chance to watch it. Hopefully it went well. Yeah, it moved to Boise, so it's in Ada County now. He's in the bigger court room. I think Mr. Gonzalez said it's on like the 5th floor, and there's like 6 floors to this to this courthouse. It's huge. It's where they had Lori Vallow's trial and Chad Daybell's, and yeah. But we're getting the whole trial. We're not getting just audio. As long as everyone stays on their P's and Q's and we don't, piss the judge off. So yeah, come on, people, hit that like button for me while you guys are, getting ready to leave. Yeah, Judge, yeah. I think he wanted to retire, and I think this case was just a little bit too much out of his wheelhouse. I really like Judge John Judge, but oh, he had a wild day too. I feel like it was a wild day over here. Yeah, and to increase the jury pool, they need to have a bigger jury. They need to have more. Well, they need to have more places for people to be able to sit too. Like their lawyers. Remember, like Brian Kohlberger's lawyers couldn't even sit with him. Like there was like 2, 1 on each side, and then like Jay would be behind them or in a random chair somewhere else, and it just makes it a lot nicer. And that judge is really good about making decisions on the fly. I like that about him. So he definitely knows what's up. I don't have a Discord yet. I'm in the process of making one. I needed to come on and just do a live with you guys. Like I like downloaded it. I think I have a room, but I don't know how to use it. I was going to put it for members. But now I think I have to re-sign in because I don't remember my login stuff. You don't like it? See, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like it either. But I figured it'd be a good place for you guys to be able to like come and hang out and chit chat and stuff. I was gonna have Vincent teach me like all week last week, and I didn't. I didn't utilize my time with him. Yeah, there wouldn't be a trial if it was still with Judge John Judge. Yeah, we would be still. I feel so bad for the families. You can tell that like when Steve was on Drunk Turkey Show the other night, like you can tell there's a little bit of like a reassurance. You know what I mean? Like they think they got the right guy. The court proceedings are now, like they're kind of set in stone almost. Like he's not wanting to change things. He is not wanting to change stuff. So, I like that about him. I heard that there's a lot of drama on there, but that's why I'm Southernish. If I did a Discord over here, it would just be like we would just do members and then just make it like a certain tier, to where it's like a little safer. I know that doesn't like weed everybody out, but yeah, DM, that interview was really good with Steve. SST said I don't like it. But I know that a lot of people like give people stuff through Discord. I don't get stuff like that. Like you ain't going to hear me go, hold on a second, got an email. I mean, you probably won't hear that from me because I never check my email. I always forget. I always forget to be checking that email. Oh, look, here's. I guess the Katie and Chris look like terrible. They look like they've been crying. That's Adam on X. I was gonna see if there's anything on there about old Kohlberger. I don't see him though. He's not trending today. He was trending yesterday. I don't know why. I think it's because the new documents that we read right when they came out. And so then like I think if people like we were a little ahead of the game. I don't see anything. So I think that's all I've got for you guys. If I hear anything though, I'll definitely come on. If there's anything that's groundbreaking, but yes, that's what we do over here, Southernish. And if you guys can think of any other cases that you want me to cover, let me know. I don't mind covering, multiple. You know me, I like to cover a lot of cases. I'll cover them all. Someone actually said that on my comments today. They're like, "Dang, you cover them all," and I usually do. I like on my Banfield. I come on every night, and I usually have a different case. But it seems like a lot of our cases that we were covering, a lot of people have been arrested, and we're just kind of waiting on courts to kind of start. And I guess if it's slow in true crime, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It can never really be, you know, that slow. But let's see. I guess there's jailhouse calls coming out for Stefan Stearns. I can only. Oh yeah, it takes no blame. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, I guess he's taking no blame in any of this. I couldn't. I don't know why. That guy really did some really horrific things. Yeah, Reba, we could look over those. I was looking into that actually not too long ago. Yeah, this month. Yeah, Jen's nasty too. I don't know why she should be arrested too in my book, but what did Ian say? Oh, no. Yeah. Is there anything? PJ, was there anything good today on the Karen Reed trial? Anything good happening? I can go tell Vincent about because he was asking about it today. About the Python ones, the Python murders. I think George is going on trial. I liked it. I liked covering that. Let's see. I wonder. February 25th, January 3rd. Wagner member sentenced. Is this him? Oh, no. Oh wait, that's his mom. Oh, I thought that maybe it looked like the dad was going to be. Well, I'll have to look into that. I mean, I can even actually go there and take pictures and all of that because Piketon's like, I grew up 30 minutes from Piketon. I don't know where it is to compare in relation to me now. I think it's like an hour and so, but that's not a long drive. We went, was it 6 hours to Delphi or was it 3 hours? No, I can't remember. We went to Delphi though. And we went to the Monon High Bridge and it was a long trip. It took us 3 hours and 10 minutes. So yeah, Jen's no better. Yeah. I think as soon as Steve has the chance to tell people stuff, he's gonna let it all go. He's gonna let it all out. And that's gonna be his therapy, you know. Oh. Yeah, I heard it was pretty spicy in there today. How much longer in that case does she have, I wonder? I'm ready to know. I'm ready to know what happened. What they think happened, you know. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. If you guys haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. We would love for you to do that. We're getting close to 20,000 subscribers, and I couldn't be more humbled, really. That's amazing. That's amazing. So thank you guys for being here tonight. I'll see you tomorrow at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll go over part 2 of this, and I'll get some visuals and stuff together for you guys for tomorrow, like of him driving and things like that. We'll get some like animations going. So that way there's more visuals for you guys. But thank you for being here tonight. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful Tuesday tomorrow. See ya.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to live this out.